Yo, what's going on YouTube, man? It's your boy AG, man. Adi Goes International, man. Welcome back to the channel. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you go and like, comment, and subscribe, man. Turn on post notification on to all so that you never miss a single upload in the near future, man. And today we're going to get into how the Sunrisers Hyderabad changed T20 cricket forever. Now listen, man, y'all already know, but y'all been telling me about the IPL this, the IPL that, the IPL this, which team to support. So you know I gotta ask, bro. You know what I'm saying? Every single time we talk about the IPL, because there's new viewers that come to the channel. Who is your IPL team? I might just have to pin a comment, reply to that comment. Matter of fact, you didn't have to reply to the comment, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and drop it down in the comment section, bro. Who do you support? And for which team you support, who is your favorite player? But anyways, though, y'all boys, so we got the T20 World Cup literally here right now in February. Listen, when you see this, I will be live. Well, actually, this video is literally going to go out on the 10th. So literally, I will be live that day. I ain't gonna lie to you. I know I haven't been going live for the past like 2 days. I've been busy, man. I apologize. But listen, we gonna continue this February. We gonna end it real strong. Without further ado, let's go and get straight to the video, baby. Let's go and see how the Sunrisers Hyderabad changed T20 cricket forever. Let's do it.
We looked at 1,121 games of T20 cricket, spanning 17,880 innings across 6 different T20 leagues across a 4-year period to understand the kind of impact that the Sunrisers Hyderabad have had on.
Wait, hold on. So who is on the Sunrisers Hyderabad? Who's on there, man? Or is it? It's Hyderabad, right?
Here's what we found.
Now, to understand this, we need to go all the way back to 2023 when the IPL introduced the impact player rule. Now, if you guys are living under a rock and don't know what the impact player rule is, it is a substitution that you can make once in the match, regardless of the role of a player, which basically means you can substitute a batter for a bowler and the other way around, regardless of if you're batting or bowling in that particular innings. Now, what this basically did was elongate the batting lineup. Teams who would win the toss and bat first would ensure that they have extra batters in the playing 11 and can start attacking from the get-go. But this idea didn't come into effect straight away, because if you were to look at the scoring rates of the IPL through the years, you will find a couple of things interesting. Because if you look at the 2023 season, it had a scoring rate of 8.9 runs per over, which was the highest until that point. Except it wasn't highest by a leap, which is also why a lot of people thought the impact player rule didn't make much of a difference, especially in terms of batting. But it's the 2024 and 25 season that made a massive difference.
I'm really excited for the 2026 season, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm so excited, bro. It's like, this is literally my first one, bro. I'm enjoying the World Cup as we go along right now. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I've been following every single match, bro. I've been watching the highlights. If I haven't, because sometimes I don't get a chance to watch it live because, like, you know what I'm saying, the time difference, bro. Like, they start at 12:30 a.m. The next game is at 4:30 a.m. for me. And I try to catch the ones at 8:30, you know what I'm saying, live with the stream. With me saying that, make sure you go and sub up if you made this far in the video, bro. Trust me. Join the watch-alongs. We doing live watch-alongs on YouTube. Join up, man. You know what I'm saying? Follow the Twitch as well. Link in the description. But I'm excited for the IPL, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm really excited, man. I don't have a team, bro. I'm really just gonna go in here with a chicken with my head cut off. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just support. I'm gonna support everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a neutral. So it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna be watching everything though, bro.
And this is where we talk about the Sunrisers Hyderabad. And before we talk about the team itself and then talk about more numbers, hit that subscribe button.
Now, it was the IPL season in 2024 where it seemed like of all the teams, it was firstly the Sunrisers who got some kind of a grasp around how to use the impact.
Is that my boy right there?
Instead of complicating Sunrisers who got some kind of a grasp around.
That's Travis Head, right? Travis Head? I think that's Travis Head, right? Unless I'm tripping. Because of the mustache?
How to use the impact.
I believe that's Travis.
Instead of complicating things too much, the Sunrisers had a simple motto. The team management had decided that they wanted to play cricket the aggressive way. Especially when it comes to their batting, they wanted to ensure that they treat each and every ball like an event and played with good intent. What they simply wanted to do was ensure that right from ball one, they absolutely went for it. They looked for boundaries and they looked to maximize their scoring rate as much as possible. Also because of the fact that they had the cushion of the impact player rule. That means that even if your top order batters fail in an attempt to try and maximize scoring rates, you always have that cushion of knowing that you can always bring in the extra batter. And initially this tactic really seemed to work because it definitely caught a lot of teams off guard, because in that 2024 season of the IPL, the Sunrisers Hyderabad crossed a score of 206 times. But not only this, it seemed to be a
KKR done it, RCB and SRH had done it 6 times.
Ripple effect, because a lot of the other teams caught on, especially the champions of that year, the KKR, as well as RCB. All of these teams also found themselves in a situation where they were scoring 200 multiple times in the innings. But the kicker was that SRH were the best at executing this kind of of play. Because of teams that scored 250 plus in matches, it was only SRH that was able to do it 3 times. What is surprising, however, is that at the end of this season, you would have thought that the Sunrisers Hyderabad would have the best strike rates. However, this was not the case. KKR led the charts with a strike rate of 164 in that season, followed by RCB at 160 and then the SRH.
KKR, and that's like, I think it's like I can't remember what it's the city, right? It's the city K. That's the first K, and then Knight Riders or something like that. I forgot the K. I believe it's the city, and then Knight Riders. That's what I believe it is.
At one.
And then RCB. I can't really remember what RCB is, bro. I'll be trying to remember, bro. Actually, I think it's the Royal Challenge. Royal Challengers Bengaluru. SRH. You know what I'm saying? The Sunrisers. Hyderabad. DC. Delhi Capitals. MI Mumbai Indians. CSK. I don't know what that is, actually. I ain't gonna lie to you. CSK, that might just took me for a loop. No. Chennai Super Kings, that's what it is. RBKS. Yeah, nah, that one might have took me for a loop. I ain't gonna lie. RR, that's the Rajasthan Royals. LSG, that's you know, I think that would just took me for a loop too. I ain't gonna GT, that took me for a loop too. I ain't gonna care. I'm trying though. I'm trying, bro.
Something right because they had the most number of sixes in that year's competition. Along with that, where the Sunrisers Hyderabad were extra explosive was at the top of the innings because their openers cleared the openers of any other side in terms of their strike rate by a mile. With a strike rate of 188, the Sunrisers openers in Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head absolutely took the attack.
I felt like
in fact, of all the opening
100%.
pairs that season, Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head were the only ones to have a strike rate of over 180 in the tournament.
Damn.
And for a franchisee like Sunrisers Hyderabad, that at the time was not one of the best teams going around, these 2 seasons in 2024 and 2025 were an absolute revelation because they found out that they could play this brand of cricket consistently. They were an absolute revelation because they found out that they could play this brand of cricket consistently, and more importantly, these were also their best 2 years in terms of their scoring rates. This was a side that in the past had not even touched a scoring rate of 9 or more in a tournament, whereas in the last 2 seasons of the IPL in 24 and 25, they went at over 10 runs per over. And
So hold on, since he didn't clear this, maybe he'll clear it up, you know what I'm saying? If he don't clear this up and you made this part of the video, like, how many times has he won the IPL? You know what I'm saying? He ain't saying nothing about that. So it's like, is it just one time? What's going on with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, let me know, bro, if you know the answer, bro. Let me know. Because I go like, y'all, bro, whoever support SRH, bro, y'all boys got Abhishek Sharma, y'all got Travis Head. I think that's the only 2 players that I know on that team. Maybe if I seen some other players too, I'll probably know who them is. You know what I'm saying? But, bro, that's not too bad, bro. Those 2, I'm pretty sure some other hitters on that team, bro.
Through the entire
They're not the only ones.
because these were the 2 best years in terms of scoring rates for the IPL. The average scoring rates for both the seasons were upwards of 9.5. That means that teams are almost getting 190 on average in every single innings of the tournament.
Alright, so we have talked about the IPL and we have talked about the Sunrisers Hyderabad. But the real question is, what has this meant for T20 cricket all around the world? And that's exactly what we're going to get into. We've looked at 6 franchise tournaments all across.
Got the BBL, that's Australian. IPL, that's Indian, of course. PSL, that's Pakistan. BPL, is that Pakistan too? That might not be Pakistan. CPL. Oh, that's Caribbean League right there, right? Now I ain't gonna lie, BPL might take
across 4-year period. And this is divided into 2 parts. The first part is pre-Sunrisers Hyderabad boom, and the second part, of course, is after. Now, across the 6 franchise tournaments, you will find a trend. Except there's a franchise tournament that is an outlier, and that almost comes as a surprise. So watch out for that. Now, the numbers that you see in front of you are overall numbers played across all of these 6 franchise tournaments. Now, there are a couple of observations to be made. The batting average has slightly increased from 23 to 24, but more importantly, it's the strike rates that have increased by a mile. The strike rates have increased from 132 to 139. Now, because of the increase in strike rate, you might assume that there are more dismissals, which is not the case evidently. But on the contrary, it almost seems like batters, because of the style of play, are able to play much longer innings and score more hundreds. And this is also shown in the fact that there is an increase in hundreds per match, jumping from 0.09 to 0.1 hundreds per match.
Now, while this was the case for the aggregate of all of the 6 franchise leagues that we've considered, it is now also important to look at if this is a trend that is reflected over various franchise leagues. And this is where the first competition we look at is the Big Bash. Now, the Big
Big
Bash is
Bash,
one of the
the
most
big booty
well-established
league.
tournaments in terms of T20 cricket, and they also produce some fairly high-quality batting. If you look at the numbers here, it's almost a direct reflection of how the overall world numbers have changed. Because even for the BBL, there has been an increase in terms of the average as well as the strike rates. Where the average was 22.5 earlier, that number has gone up to 23.4. Along with that, the strike rates have also gone
Damn, this one went up, the strike rate went up to 100. Well, 127. What was that? 127.8. Then went up to 135.5.
from 127 to 135. But most importantly, and something that should catch your eye almost immediately, is that the hundreds being scored per match has tripled. Where earlier we were seeing only 0.04 hundreds per match, that number has gone up to 0.12. Where in the pre-era we saw just 6 hundreds in the 136 matches that took place, that number has changed drastically. Where in 86 matches in the post-era, we've already seen 14 hundreds. That's more than double the hundreds scored in about half the games. And in the case of the BBL, there are some extra rules like the surge, the bash boost, and some others. However, the others have been discarded and the surge still exists. Now, what happens here is that there is a 4-over power play in the start, and then the 2 overs a team can choose as power play after the 11th over count as the surge. It clearly seems to be a case where the batters have now realized how exactly to use this period, and this is also a key contributor to the strike rate increasing so drastically.
The next league
is that my boy?
And this is also a key contributor to the strike rate.
But is that what is his name, bro? Is that Glenn Maxwell?
Increasing so drastically.
The next league we look at is the one at home, and that's the Indian Premier League. And it's quite obvious and something we've already talked about, how things have drastically changed after the impact player rule. Where in the the batters averaged 26 with a strike rate of 137. Not only has the average improved post with an average of 28, but the overall strike rate has skyrocketed to 151. And if you were to look at change in strike rates across every league, this has to be the highest. What's interesting is the fact that even though the amount of hundreds being scored per match hasn't changed a lot, ironically enough, even though the batters are attacking quite a bit, the number of dismissals per match has slightly come down.
And this is where we move to the Pakistan Super League. While we still see the same trends in terms of the strike rate jumping, something that is worth noting is that the averages of the batters have dropped. Of course, there is a skewness in the number of matches being played, but even then, averages dropping from 25 to 22 is some kind of concern. However, the strike rates have gone up from 139 to 143, and the hundreds per match has also increased slightly from 0.14 to 0.1.
Do y'all actually watch the PSL? I ain't gonna lie to you, like, a lot of people been telling me about the PSL on TikTok. Like, cause I'll be like posting all my clips on TikTok, and like a lot of people want me to start watching the PSL, bro. But I ain't gonna lie, I want to give it a try. I ain't gonna lie, I wanna try everything, bro. I try the BBL, bro. I'm trying the IPL. I done try SA20, bro. I actually like SA20. I like BBL. You know what I'm saying? Never seen the IPL and the PSL, the CSL, the BPL. Never seen that right there. But I'm definitely keen to learn. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to learn.
Sticking with the franchise tournaments in Asia, talking about the Bangladesh Premier League, even though the strike rate
that's Bangladesh,
all that
the BPL.
Drastic, the amount of hundreds being scored has almost doubled. The average has almost remained the same at 22. The strike rate has jumped from 124 to 127, but it's the fact that the amount of hundreds per match has gone up from 0.08 hundreds to 0.15.
And very much in line with the Asian franchisee tournaments, this trend also carries into the Caribbean Premier League. Because here too, we have seen an increase in the averages as well as the strike rates. While the average has gone up from 22 to 24, the strike rates have also increased from 126 to 134. However, the CPL almost becomes an anomaly because unlike all of the other franchise leagues that we've seen up until now, the hundreds per match in this league has come down. Here, the hundreds per match has come down from 0.12 to just 0.07. And this could also be reflective of the state of West Indies cricket that we've covered in another video that you can check out.
And this is why we come to that one franchise tournament that's an outlier and stands out above the rest in terms of batters not being able to score as many runs. Because now when you look at the 100, not only has the average come down, but also the strike rate. The average has come down from 21 to 20, and the strike rate has massively come down from 140 to just 134. Ironically enough, a tournament that's named the 100, in the post-era, there hasn't been a 100 so far. And there are a few real reasons for why the batters have struggled so far. Because in the 2024 season, the 100 tournament decided to use the Kookaburra ball instead of the Dukes, which caused a lot of seam movement and a lot of inconsistent seam movement. And it was the fact that a lot of pitches were not well prepared for the tournament itself. But to conclude, and when you look at the overall figures once again, you will understand.
That's my boy, bro, what? I forgot his name, bro. He's he plays internationally for England, I believe. I think it's England, right? I think it's England, but I forgot what I forgot his name, bro.
Trend is the style of play in the last couple of years where the T20 batters have changed. They've become a lot more attacking, and the fact that a lot of these batters are able to attack for a long period of times, not just scoring 50s but also a lot more hundreds.
And what started off as a tactic or a strategy to throw off the bowlers of the opposition for the Sunrisers Hyderabad, it has now snowballed into becoming such a big phenomenon in T20 cricket that it has become the bread and butter of the current Indian T20 side. It's almost fitting that it is Abhishek Sharma, the opening batter for Sunrisers Hyderabad, who also now opens for India, who's at the forefront of this revolution. And with this style of play in the right conditions, sky is clearly the limit. Because as we saw in that third T20I, it was Abhishek Sharma coming together with Suryakumar Yadav to stitch one of the most brutal partnerships that we've ever seen in the history of T20 international. But even overall in the context of international cricket, if we look at it in terms of the phases in the same manner that we looked at for the franchise leagues, you will see a jump for a lot of the teams in their strike rates. While India was already a leader even in the pre-era, striking at 145 collectively, which was
South
the
Africa
highest
right
at the
behind
time,
them.
that
And
number has only
Australia.
continued to soar up. But surprisingly, India, very similar to the Sunrisers Hyderabad, is not the highest in terms of strike rate, because
England and Australia, okay.
although they are marginally lower, with a strike rate of 150, which is a jump on the previous era, they're third on the list, behind Australia as well as England. But what clearly indicates the growing rift between the strong teams and the weaker sides in T20 cricket is that the strike rates of the remaining teams, starting from New Zealand, who's at 4th, is in the 130s. But at the end of the day, these are all numbers, and this is cricket. Because rather ironically, in the most recent T20 World Cup, we in fact saw the lowest scoring rate ever in the history of T20 World Cups. With a batting average for the first time in a tournament dropping below 20 and an economy rate of just 7 runs to the over, the T20 World Cup in 2024 witnessed some of the lowest scores that we've ever seen. And so the point we're trying to get at is that irrespective of how these trends have evolved,
It's so crazy because the World Cup is
with
literally
cricket,
going on
you
right
can
now.
just never tell. Of course, in the T20 World Cup of 2024, there were a lot of factors like the kind of pitches that were being played on, and so it led to low scoring games. And so what will matter outside of just the batter's mindset and how they go about playing
That
is
boy
the fact
Daryl
that there
Mitchell,
are
man.
other what will matter
Is that my boy
outside of
Phillips
just
right
the
there?
batter's mindset and how they go
That is Phillips.
about playing is the fact that there are other environmental conditions that will come into the picture. The kind of pitches that we get to see, especially in the World Cup in India, and the kind of pressures surrounding the tournaments such as the T20 World Cup is what will determine what kind of scores we'll eventually see.
Now this
Bro.
has been our video on how Sunrisers Hyderabad.
I really have been enjoying the World Cup, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I really have. I ain't gonna lie. Like, since they was talking about it, bro, I really have been enjoying my first one, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's like, I'm glad to be there, bro. You know what I mean? It's my first ever one. I never seen one in the past. Like, I never seen, like, any clips from it, bro. But it's like, I feel like I'm just loving cricket as a whole, man. You know what I mean? Like, I really do. I really do enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when it comes down to just watching, like, all the watch alongs that I've done, bro, it has been fun. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, it has been fun. Like, of course, it's a little different from teams playing. You know what I'm saying? Some might be more, some might be hitting sixes back to back, bro. But some teams may not be. You know what I'm saying? But it hitting them here and there. But it's still nice to me, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I've been loving Test cricket. I've been loving ODI cricket. I've been loving, of course, T20 cricket. I feel like that is literally my bread and butter. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I literally love T20 cricket, but I like all formats. You know what I'm saying? I love every format of cricket. You know what I mean?
The IPL started a domino effect in the world of T20 cricket. If you've enjoyed this video, like, share and subscribe, all that good stuff. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. We are putting out match updates, daily match updates about the WPL on our website, so check that out if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.
Okay, that was a good video. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, giving me a little, I might have to find some more about, like, the other teams before the IPL actually start, because, like, I don't really know. And even this video, it's not really telling me too much about SRH, but I know a little something now when it come down to, like, you know what I'm saying, strike rate, but blase, all the race they was talking about, you know what I'm saying, things that went higher, some things might have dropped. But yeah, bro, like, you know what I'm saying, I know that part. You feel me? And I appreciate y'all boys for even clicking on this video. If you made it this far, make sure you're going to like, comment, and subscribe, bro. Turn the post notifications to all that you never miss a single upload in the future, bro. Hey, listen, hit the description, all right? We have all the links there, man. If you have TikTok, man, follow the TikTok, you know what I'm saying? Follow the TikTok. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not? If you got Instagram, follow the Instagram. You can hit me up on Instagram, bro. You can even hit me up on TikTok if you want to. You know what I'm saying? We have the Twitch down there as well. If you have Twitch, follow up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Join the YouTube watch alongs, bro, on YouTube. Literally, join them, bro. Come see what it's like, man. You know what I'm saying? You might just enjoy yourself. I might just become your new streamer. You know what I'm saying? You never know. I'm just saying. You never know, bro. You know what I mean? But without further ado, man, I will see y'all boys real soon. And yeah, man, have a good day. Stay hydrated, stay motivated, stay prayed up, bro. And I will see y'all boys real, real soon, man. I'm out of here. Peace.